Good morning. Welcome to Hobby Evolution, episode 895. Here we are. It's Wednesday. It's trash day. That's why I'm a little late. It's trash and recycle day. Need to make sure I get those out because I got another Goodwill pallet. What's that mean? That usually means I'm throwing some cardboard in the recycle bin and some junk in the trash. Usually, I get some shiny, nice cards in the Goodwill pallets, but I also get a lot of junk. A lot of nasty binders, pages sticking together, trash bags of just junk cards, all beat up to hell. So I do have to throw stuff away. So I picked up a Goodwill pallet yesterday. We're going to talk about it. I'm going to show you some of the hits, and I only went through 2 or 3 boxes. So I'll show you some hits, and together we will, you might even see these binders and this box sticking out. I have not looked at those yet. And we're going to go through those together, and maybe we'll find something fun. So yesterday, what happened yesterday? Not much. A lot of shipping. Picked up a pallet, went through some of the pallet, did some more shipping. Cubs win. 2 in a row against the Rays. Low scoring pitchers duels the last 2 days. But the Cubs have climbed out of the basement. People were freaking out. The Cubs have the worst record in baseball, in the National League. Well, they're only 5. They were at the time with the worst record in the National League. 5 games out of the wild card, or 5 games out of the wild card. I think 6 at the time out of the Central Division. And now they've won 2 in a row. I think they're 4, 3.5 out of the wild card, 4 out of the division with 109 games to play. A lot can change. They could win the division. They could be the last place team in the National League. Still a lot of baseball to be played. So go Cubs. What else? Went over to the house. We've got the master bath tile is all in. Looks amazing. Cabinets continue to go in. My basement bathroom is like almost finished. Just need a potty in there. The tub's in, the vanity's in. Well, need the countertop. Countertop on the vanity or whatever. What else? What else happened yesterday? My lights are in downstairs in the basement. The can lights, the ceiling fan light in the rec room is in. So that's going in. There's a dead animal somewhere in one of the vents, and it stinks. And I'm like, it's probably, this is my expertise. We first started smelling the smell, a week and a half ago. And I'm like, it's just a dead mouse. So we called the bug guy. We have a bug guy. He came over. He's like, I can't find it. And my wife's freaking out. And I'm like, it's just a dead mouse. It's going to like disintegrate or, decompose. And then the smell is going to go away. And she's like, but it's still in there. I'm like, that's what happens when you don't like knock walls down to take out mice carcasses. You just let nature do its work in the walls. She was grossed out by that. So the smell is like even more powerful. When I went in yesterday, and one of the tiling guys, he doesn't speak fluent English, and so he was trying to like convey, it stinks like shit in here. He couldn't find the words, and so he went like, I'm like, yes, stink. And so apologies to him. He's finished, did a phenomenal job, and had to deal with the stank of some dead animal, probably a mouse, hopefully just a mouse, although it's the stench. So I've got to go meet the bug guy this morning. He's going to try to go on a recon mission to pull out dead animal. I guess, the electrician was working, and I guess there's a nest of something And it's like, bug guy, please make sure we don't want animals nesting in our vents and walls. Please make this stop. That's how much this house is. 20-year-old house. That's why we're gutting this house, because it was in windows were rotting. Animals were living in walls. There was a raccoon in the it's not an attic, but it in the ceiling. Mice. There were mice everywhere. Ugh. That's why we're gutting the house. So I've got to do that this morning. Beverly the duck, our mama duck, is still sitting on her eggs. The ciders did not show up yesterday, so Beverly gets an extra day. I don't know what we're going to do if she doesn't hatch these damn eggs, and we got to get siding on the house because she's right up against the garage. So they're going to do it last, but there's going to hopefully not come a time when we have to make a decision on what do we do with Beverly. So Beverly's still there, still laying on her eggs. My sales really sucked yesterday. I had an okay weekend. I was surprised with my weekend sales on eBay. Friday and Saturday I missed my goal, but I figured out the percentage by what? 10%? No, I don't even think it was 10%. Maybe it was 10%. I'm doing the math. No. I missed my goal by, hold on. Yeah, about 10%. But then Memorial Day Monday was crazy. And I had a great sales day on Monday. Crushed my daily sales goal. Yesterday, terrible. And I'm like, so I was at 90% of my goal Saturday and Sunday, and then I crushed it on Monday. And then Tuesday I was at 65%, trying to do the math in my head here, about 65% of my goal on Tuesday. So just a terrible day yesterday in sales on eBay, which is kind of nice, allows me to catch up, allows me to sort through a pallet. So sometimes I need a shitty sales day just to keep rolling and dealing with the house and going over there and, got a lot of shit going on. So, and I'll be out of town a couple days this weekend. So, let's go into the chat. Where we at? Brian, good morning. David, what's happening? George is here. Austin, what's up? Shane, good morning. Austin, good morning again. Steve Ains Comedy, good morning. Austin says, did you see the big show, the really big show in Peoria in October, 300 tables? I did. In fact, somebody in my Cubs chat, in my Cubs group chat, had sent that message, and they're like, hey, expect to see you here. And it was the first day any announcement was made. So I passed it on to my buddy Mike, who promotes the Rockford and Janesville shows. And he's like, who's putting this on? And I don't know. So I think he thought I was in on it. And he's like, well, it's just funny that you sent me this the same day everything went up. And I'm like, I have no idea. I literally, somebody from Peoria sent me this link. I don't know. I'm not promoting. If I was, do you think I would be coy? If I was promoting a big show like that, do you think I would hide the fact that I was promoting a big show like that? No, I'm going to throw it in your face and I'm going to scream it from the rooftops. I'm promoting this show. It's kind of like you smelt it, you dealt it when you fart. I'm going to own my farts. I'm not going to play coy. Oh, it wasn't me. I don't fart. No, I laid that freaking stinky egg. That was me. Boom. Fist bump me. I'm going to own my farts. I'm going to own the card shows I promote. I promote one, the Madison card show. That's it. Not promoting any others. But I was curious about the Peoria show. So I did ask the guy who sent it. I'm like, hey, can you find out who's promoting? Because I went to the website, I went to all the socials, trying to find information. They're like hiding who's promoting. I'm like, who in the hell's promoting this? Because there's like very few shows in that area, so it's pretty cool to see it. It's at in Peoria at the Louisville Slugger Complex, which is a really nice. I don't think I've been there. I used to broadcast the Illinois high school softball state finals, which will be there this weekend. But I did all when they were playing in Peoria. And when I was broadcasting them, it was at East Side Center over across the river in East Peoria. They've been in Peoria at the Louisville Slugger Complex, and this might be the third year. This is also the third. I think the first year they moved to Louisville Slugger was the first year I did not broadcast the softball state finals. So I've never been there, but I've heard it's an awesome complex. I've obviously seen pictures. Really cool. Big show, 300 tables. The guy who's promoting it has never promoted a show. So this is a big step. So hopefully it's good. I'm going to try to clear my weekend. I'm not going to set up. It's just, I could stay like with my mom, but my mom's an hour away. I'm not going to stay, for a multi-day show. You want to be close. I'm not going to pay for a hotel for my quarter cards. There's cost. Like a 1-day show within a couple hours I'll do, but a 3-day show, especially a first time. And here I am, the promoter, like, oh, come on, do my show. But I do want to check it out. So it's a Friday, Saturday, Sunday show in October. And it's like the second or third week of October. So it lines up with, hopefully, we'll see if I get my contract's not signed yet for October. So I don't want to say it is until it is. Hopefully that's coming this week or next week. So I plan on having my show like the last Saturday of October. I think this one is the third weekend of October. So I would like to go like on Friday to check it out that first day, see what it's all about, and go from there. So yeah, big show, Louisville Slugger Complex. It's called like the Draft Card Show. I don't know where that name comes in, the Draft Card Show, because there's no draft going on in October. Let's see. Shane says, do you ever keep some of the cards you are going to throw away to protect cards during shipping instead of cardboard? I do not, no. I just in fact, what I use to protect cards, of course, I probably don't have anything below me. So I use these card saver box. These are perfect. And I just cut them up. And I don't, I'm not doing a whole bunch of, I don't want to put extra cardboard in a standard envelope. And that's what a majority of my shipments is in a standard envelope. When I do bubble mailer and, I can cut pieces of cardboard and it's no thing. Because like yesterday, I probably shipped out 200 packages. And I think 7 were bubble mailers. So I can just cut the pieces of cardboard. So no, I don't use junk cards for, I would feel, there's enough people that complain about extra cards that are like good. Can you imagine like beat up? Excuse me, my allergies still. We're like on day 12 of no rain. I keep increasing. Tomorrow it's going to be like 17 days. We haven't had 17 days of rain, and the next day it's going to be 37. And I don't have any snot rags here. So some people complain about getting bonus cards in their packages, like brand new, and sometimes it's hits. Can you imagine people getting like a freaking creased 89 Topps card? So no, I don't do that. I would not suggest that either on like beaters, because people complain. So I would, if you're going to do it, I'd stick to like nice, shiny new stuff, or just do cardboard. Zach and Porter, thank you. Oh, hey, shout out to Porter. Double digits. I'm a day late. Happy belated birthday to Porter in double digits. Flawed Thinker, good morning. Donald Davis, good morning. Hit that like button. Appreciate it. Alex in the house. Raphael, good morning. Can't call it master bath anymore. Oh, is that a politically correct thing now? It's the, I think they call it, I should know this because I hear it enough. In fact, my wife started watching Selling Sunset. It's one of those like $1 million listing shows out in LA. And I should know what they call it. She was watching it last night and I'm like, I'm out. So I came downstairs. Some of them I like. $1 million listing I enjoy. But I like the characters. But Selling Sunset, it's too petty and drama filled. Now, there's a lot of drama in $1 Million Listing, but I enjoy it. It's a different type of drama on Selling Sunset. But I think they call it the ensuite. Is that what they call it? The ensuite? I should ask my wife today. Hey, what do we call master bath now? Good morning. Is your chair the only space left in that room? And I have a freaking SUV full of Goodwill cards. I don't know where I'm going to put I've got the bathroom shelf that I'm utilizing right now. I still can't get in and put my shit in the new house. Paige and Deanie Bean, what's up? Good morning. JW says, good morning. It's hump day, hoping for another Cubs win. Wouldn't that be something? And I mean, the Cubs are winning like 1-0 games. What was last night's score? 2-1. Good morning, Mark. George in the house. Tigers 727. John says, my tiling guy went to lunch mid-project. My cat crawled through a hole near the tub. Tiling guy came back and tiled my cat into the tub surround. We found the cat 8 hours later. Oh, my God. That's nuts. That is nuts. Hall of Fame card collector, good morning. I found some good Facebook Marketplace finds. Excellent. I check it out every once in a while. I always, what pops up, because I always click on the RVs in the Facebook Marketplace. So now that I'm like, I don't even get cards popping up on because my search is like relevant, I think. So it's like what you looked at last, and it's just a bunch of freaking campers, which I know I'm not going to buy one, but I like looking, like, ooh, that's a nice one. I could fit lots of cards in there. My wife was in the tub and heard the cat meowing. Thought she was in the basement. I had to break the tiles to get her out. That would have smelled real bad. Ooh, yeah. Ed, good morning. Alex says, I woke up to 2 hatched chicken eggs. I'm hoping, like I'm in here. I have a question for those in the know. Where's Herman when I need him? It's really like warm this week. Like it was 91 yesterday, which was beautiful. I think it's going to be 90 again today. Does that aid in the hatching of the eggs? Because it's like almost like an incubator, as opposed to if it were only like 70 degrees. Is that extra boost in temperature? Is that good? Is that like more incubator type stuff? I don't know. That's what I would assume based on how you try to get eggs to hatch. Like you put them in those freaking heat lamps and stuff. Like, is the air temperature heat lamp enough to aid in the hatching of eggs? Memorial Day weekend was a surprise to me. Impressions, page views, sales, all way up yesterday, blah. Similar. Now, my sales weren't up Friday, Saturday. They were below average, I would say slightly below average. If you look at my chart, there's just kind of a slight downward trend going back to like May 14th to May 20th was like higher than average, but there were a couple of really stinkers in there. There were 2 days that were really stinkers. And then my chart just kind of goes like that. Hopefully we start to see it curve back up in the right direction. But Monday was a great start to that potential turnaround. Had a great Monday. Dan in the house. What's happening, Dan? Where we at? Dan. I got to find Dan's comment. There it is. Card hobbyist. I woke up to a woodpecker destroying a porch railing. Man. I woke up to my alarm this morning. That's all I woke up to. And hopefully it stays that way. We'll see. Maybe I'll have a problem at 9:45 when I have to meet the bug guy. JW says, hit the like button. Thank you, sir. Brian in the house. What's up? Christian, good morning. Uncle Rich is back. What's happening? Ken is here. Good morning. You get up way too early. It's not early, and I'm Central Time. If you're West Coast time, that's early. I'm Central. 7:30 now. Everybody should be awake by now. I was up. I 6. I think my alarm went off at 6 this morning, and I got up. George says people in Seoul woke up to an emergency alert to take shelter because the brother to the north was sending some missiles south. Really? Oh shit, that's not good. I can't imagine. Like I don't think anybody in America can imagine that unless you grew up in the early 1960s in South Florida. Wow. Rich says like button is a good option, and so is subscribe. Thank you. TD Sports Cards in the house. I may have to get up and blow that sneeze triggered the snot. Good morning, TD Sports Cards. Michael Renicky in the house. Shane, what's up? I think we always have to get the bumps on the good farts. Heck yeah. The Bargain Boxer. Good morning. 56 days. He's counting them down. Good morning, Andy Mack. On my way to O'Hare to pick up my sister. Chicago traffic sucks. Yes. Yes, it does. I mean, I complain about the Beltline traffic in Madison at 5 o'clock. I can't imagine Chicago traffic at rush hour. I mean, I can because I've been in it, but on a daily basis, that would drive me nuts. Austin says, I'm not sure who's promoting the Peoria show, but we were trying to do something like that in Bloomington. Still will eventually, but will definitely be set up at that show. Very nice. I have the name and I can't, it's in my group chat, but it's buried. I can't remember the name. Bargain Boxer will be at the Peoria show. He says, doesn't Sean do Bloomington shows? Johnny Boy Cards, good morning. Oh yeah, isn't there a really small Bloomington show, maybe 20 tables, or is there a bigger one? Austin says he does, but it's just at his shop. Supposedly he's doing one, but not sure. Okay, that's the one I'm thinking of. Harlan in the house, what's up? Dave, good morning. James says, any 2020 Bowman Draft Chrome in that palette? Probably not. There were some 2022 Bowman. There's some new stuff. Okay, I'm gonna go get snot rags. Come back. I'll talk about the palette. I wish it would rain. Kind of like Phil Collins said. I wish it would rain. Rain down. So there was some 2022 Bowman, I think. But I doubt it. It's kind of it's hit or miss. These palettes are hit or miss. Like the last palette was kind of garbage. Like just a lot of junk. And usually I can tell one of the ways to spot. So basically the cards in the palette, and if you're not familiar with the palettes, it's a Gaylord. A Gaylord is just a big, giant, heavy box, heavy duty cardboard box on a pallet. And inside the box, they just put binders and 4-row boxes and blaster boxes and garbage bags and just all this random mix of boxes because it comes from donations. Typically, if it's a bunch of like, if the boxes look like box 13 back here, like the long boxes, and it says like Jimmy's cards, those are probably going to be beat up 91 Fleer. That's kind of how it goes. If they're in 4-row boxes, it can be hit or miss. Just look at the top. If you see a bunch of red and yellow, 90 Donruss and 91 Fleer, it's just going to be junk. Apologies to our junk wax era friends. Sometimes there's new stuff in those 4-row boxes, so sometimes it's good. There was a non-sport box once that I probably made, $1,500 off of what was inside. There was a $500 Marvel rare promo. There were a bunch of other like $10, $20 promo cards. And then like the common Marvel cards I sold in a batch for like a lot for like $300. So what else? So we're gonna go through. I've got some binders that I brought in that I haven't gone through, so we're gonna do those live this morning. Sometimes the binders are hit or miss. Sometimes it's a bunch of sticky pages of 88 tops, but other times it's just a hodgepodge. I love hodgepodge binders because it's like, remember when you were a kid and you just put cards randomly in binders, and there's like a Michael Jordan card followed by a Judd Bushler card. Sometimes that's what the binders have. There are blaster boxes. So this one actually had a lot of like, it had a box full of like blaster boxes. Inside the blaster boxes, it was like somebody ripped and put all the cards back in. Because there was what was inside? There were hits inside, and inserts and stars. There was a 2017 Prestige football blaster, and I'm like, ooh, Mahomes rookie. No Mahomes rookie. So it's kind of a hodgepodge. Today, or this pallet had a little bit of everything. There's only a couple, last pallet had a lot of just like garbage bag, grocery store bag, where cards are just thrown in, and it's going to be into the garbage at my house. This one has binders. This one has the blaster boxes. This one has a lot of times new boxes have new cards. If they look like box 13, going to be old cards, but not old enough to really be worth anything. Okay, let's go on to the chat, and we're going to get to some of the hits in the Goodwill Pallet. Rich says the guy who did the Minneapolis show, that was also his first show, and I think it was over 200 tables. Rich says, if Jenny or someone who was there can talk about it, just doing a big show to start is not always an impossible task. Absolutely not. If you have a background in event coordination, because that's all it is. It's just an event. So if you're, you don't necessarily have to have card show experience to put on a big card show. It would help if you have event hosting experience for sure. Congratulations on another Goodwill Pallet. Sounds like weeks of episodes. I just call a master bathroom a bathroom. Matt says they call them primary bedroom bathrooms now. Let's see. George says, where I'm from, we got big bedrooms, big bathrooms, small bedrooms, small bathrooms. Mark says, good morning. HGTV uses ensuite. I always just called it our bathroom, right? Alex on the eggs. The heat does help. Okay, good deal. Primary. Good morning, Kyle. What's up? Any cool NASCAR? Is that Kyle? That's an oxymoron. Kidding. I didn't see any NASCAR in this one. Usually the NASCAR is like, what it is. It's either like a box of all NASCAR, or typically what I find is binders. Like you got like 12 of the binders that were in multiple Goodwill pallets. I didn't look inside every binder. I usually, when I'm pulling the binders out, I kind of flip through just to see what there might be. And so, I'll see maybe there's one binder, but I did not see any. Card Hobbyist says chicken egg incubation temperature is like 100 degrees Fahrenheit. If I recall what my neighbor said, I asked him if hens still sit on eggs when it was 90 plus degrees outside. Dan in the house, what's up? If you ended up with the same amount of cards, would you rather buy a collection from one person or Goodwill Pallets, same amount of cards, same price? Goodwill Pallets, because Goodwill Pallets come from multiple people, and you never know what's inside. So one person could have cherry-picked the collection. Multiple people, say there's 12 people that donated to this pallet. 7 or 8 of them may have cherry-picked everything, and that's where it's all junk. But the 4 or 5 left, they may not have pulled. Like there's, I'm going to show you this. We got to get Barry sleeved up. This Barry Sanders. This is a $40 to $50 card. Marvel Wolverine Barry Sanders, raw, $40 to $50. This Shohei Ohtani, it's scratched to hell because it also wasn't sleeved. Allen and Ginter mini relic. So if you're cherry picking, I mean you're picking out those. You're picking out this Luka rookie, NBA hoops, probably a $30 card. So and sometimes the Goodwill Pallet is, I mean, it's always profitable at what I pay and based on what I sell and how I sell it. Somebody mentioned that on Twitter. It's like, yeah, every pallet because of how I sell. Now, if you're only selling Luka rookies and Mike Trout rookies and Shohei Ohtani jersey relics, if that's your game and base cards, you don't buy base cards and you don't sell base cards, then a Goodwill Pallet's not going to be fun for you because you may get lucky and you may not. So it's kind of a crapshoot. So all day Goodwill Pallet over a single collection all day. Where we at? We've got some birthday wishes for Porter. Uncle Rich has to go. Donald says, I know a card show will be at Dozer Park on August 5th. Wow, Peoria is starting to pick up some shows. Interesting. I think DGA is doing this show. DGA is Dynamic Grading Authority that is located in East Peoria. Interesting. Austin says, I was just wondering when Dozer would do a show. Better hope for good weather for that show. Unless they do it in the suites. I think a lot of stadium shows are on game off days. So I would venture to guess, of course, it's pretty easy. If we have the date, August 5th, we can go to the Peoria Chiefs schedule and see if they're home or not. Peoria Chiefs. And then they have some larger, they could set it out in the hallways because I've actually been I worked there. I worked for the Peoria Chiefs in 2012. My family, we used to get a suite on Memorial Day weekend every year. So you could have tables out in the hall where the suites are. What was it? August? Come on, schedule. I don't know if it's my computer or the website, but it's not going very fast. Of course, it's probably my computer or my internet. We're still on July. Okay, come on. You can do it. Let's get to August. There we go. August. It's a home game. Interesting. It's Beer Fest and fireworks, August 5th versus the Quad Cities River Bandits. So that's a great point. I don't know where they would hold the card show. I mean, a great place to hold it would be out on like the patio beyond left center field, right field, or maybe it's a day card show and they're out by 4. Maybe it's like a 9 to 3 card show. And, once the employees and people, my guess would be it's a day card show because the game starts at 6 p.m. You're not going to have a card show after 6 p.m. most likely. So my thought is at Dozer Park, it's going to be like a 9 to 2 card show, and they'll be out by the time people start going, and it'll be in the suites to the stadium. Although to flip that, you got to get those people out. You got to get all the dealers out. Sounds like a chore, but I'm sure they can make it work. Where we at? Red Bridge, good morning. Herman in the house. There he is. Binder, guess the player. George says, what are you talking about? My binders are still random. Isn't there? There's just something. And I think for me, it's like nostalgic. Because what would I do? What would 10-year-old Bo do with these cards? Like, if I open like a box of cards and I'm like, how would I curate a binder with these cards? That's always fun. We've got 90 viewers wanting to know what was in this pallet. So let's, I don't want to lose you. I haven't got to it. So if you're here for the Goodwill Pallet stuff, I showed off. So some of the stuff I've already pulled out of the Goodwill Pallet. This Ginter mini relic Shohei Ohtani It is pretty scratched up. Barry Sanders, Wolverine from Fleer Metal. Can we hit 100? Our record's 94 viewers at one time. Could we hit 100 for the first time going through the Goodwill Pallet? We've got a Luka rookie from NBA Hoops. This is, and a lot of these that were in top loaders are not penny sleeved like the Luka. This is a Kevin Biggio from Topps Holiday. This is the Santa Sack short print rookie card, but it's only like a $5 card. So I thought it would be more. A Tatis rookie from Holiday. So those were some of the polls. There's a ton, like a stack of SI for kids cards. So I've got to go do some research on, I know Tony Hawk, I know Tiger Woods, Victor went. I did a search for sold highest, and I had to search through like hundreds of Victor Wembanyama. So I pulled some to the side just to see, like Natalie Coughlin, swimmer. There's a Diana Taurasi, although she has a bunch of SI for kids cards. This is a soccer card I know nothing about. There were some shiny soccer cards. Juan Mata of Manchester United. Don't know anything about it. It's from 2019 Prism, and it's numbered to 109. So it's one of those shiny color cards numbered out of 109. And I've never heard of the guy. Juan Mata, Manchester United. This is a cool card, but it's only like $2 or $3. Let's take him out of this. This is like a nasty. Look at this. Look at that top. Oh, my God. Look at that top loader. That's what you get in a Goodwill Pallet. So we're going to toss it, and we're going to sleeve old Shaq up. This is Blue Chips, Getting to Know Neon Bordeaux from Blue Chips. This is limited edition. Only 12,500 of those cards were made. What else do we have? This is a pretty cool Chris Webber basketball news promo card in his Michigan Wolverines uniform. This is from, he was probably in the NBA by this time. 93, so that would have been the year he was drafted. Okay, we've got, this is pretty cool, and Cedric Mullins has been pretty hot. I'm not sure what his numbers are now, but Grip It and Rip It, Leather and Lumber, jersey card dual, or actually it's what the hell is that? Looks like a piece of a bat and maybe a base. It's numbered out of 75. I don't know what that other piece is, but there's like a little thing on it. Cedric Mullins. What else? Here's our super thick one, Dustin Pedroia from Leather and Lumber, dual bat relic, numbered out of 99. Harry Giles, I think he's somebody, right? Here's a rookie relic card from Contenders, rookie ticket, not serial numbered. I've heard some stuff about him lately. So those were some of the hits found in the Goodwill Pallet. Just yet, like that. That's out of just 2 boxes. Let's go into the chat, and then we're going to go through these binders here. I have not looked through these, so we're going to go through these together to see. There's also this box with some random. There's some sleeve. There's some, looks like we've got some of these things. Oh, look at this. These, and there's a whole bunch of these. Baseball stickers. Woo, look at all those. Look at all those. These are from 1983. Wow. Sal Dougie in the house? 83. 83. Okay. And I can't figure out how to get those back together. Okay. Where are we at? Mark's doing a big rehab now with 3 master suites. Max is in the house. Still a master bath up here. No need to change words. That no need to be. Kyle says, and I'll probably continue it calling it a master bath, just like I call it Miller Park and Comiskey Park and the Sears Tower. I think since NASCAR cards are mostly looked at as uncool, is exactly why I like them. NASCAR cards are like the outcast and underdog of the hobby. They are, and you can get, like, I'm jealous when I hear Val Mars and Logan talking about like prices of NASCAR cards, and it's like, yeah, the highest end is this much, and it's like, geez, you could freaking have a amazing collection of NASCAR cards. Let's see. Mark says, show at Fenway a few weeks ago, everyone set up on the concourse. Henry found 30 damaged cards at the Goodwill Bins outlet. Didn't make it into a pallet. The football cards and Pokemon were P&M. So odd. Swedish hockey card collector, what's up? Catch the live show. What time is it where you live? It is 7:51 a.m. where I'm at. Here in Sweden, it is afternoon, and I've just finished work. Very cool. I don't know if you may be the second Swedish person that has come into the chat. Many of my ancestors are from Sweden. In fact, I don't know. Where are you at? I would love to visit Sweden because I'm kind of into ancestry. So most of my ancestry is in England, Ireland, but I also have my grandma was DNA story. My grandma was from Sweden. She was born in the U.S., but her parents, my great grandparents, were born in Sweden. Falun, am I saying that? Falun and Dalarna. So I am 34% Swedish. And I come from central Sweden, Falun and Dalarna. So I don't know. Does that ring a bell? Are you anywhere? Yeah, and it's crazy how how this changes on. This is just on my Ancestry app. Like at first, my ancestry I was only like 10% Swedish, and I'm like 10%. My great grandparents are came over from Sweden. How am I only 10%? And now it's 34%. And I'm only 22% English, 24% Scottish. Is that how the Scottish talk? And I'm 15% Irish. And I'm 5% Norwegian. So there you go. So happy to have you on. Thank you for jumping on. Henry said 10-year-old me would tape my cards into a spiral notebook. Love it. Herman says, got an email this morning from the insurance company. The adjuster is going to be out tomorrow instead of 2 weeks. That's good. Oh, dealing with insurance is a nightmare. Let's see. Henry says, where we at? Red Bridge, question to all non-full-time resellers. What is your full-time day job? I'm in Down East Maine and install wood, pellet, and gas stoves and fireplaces. John says Mata is a nobody. Bummer. So is it a quarter card? It's probably a quarter card then. Let's see. I collected SI back in the day. None are worth anything. No, you'd be surprised, man. Tiger Woods, Serena Williams. I haven't sold my Serena yet. It's like a $40 card. Tony Hawk goes for good money. What's the Tony Hawk go for? SI. Let's see. Tony Hawk Raw goes for 30 to 40. This guy has one for 70. The Victor Wembanyama was going for like 200-300. Let's see. Mark says, and then there's some the they're all sports. The non-mainstream sports, those are like the sneaky good ones because they don't have other cards. Let's see. When I was 10, my cards were organized by teams stored in card lockers. I remember those. Still have a 78 and 79 set in those old lockers. In one of my Goodwill pallets, there was a card locker filled with like 81, 82. Mullen's glove. I guess that could be. Is that a glove? I don't know. It's like, what color? It was like a grayish color. Where in the hell is it? I don't know. I have no idea what that is. I'm trying to feel it. No clue. I don't think it's a glove. Oops. Let's see. Where we at? Mullen's glove. The Man U guy is a good player. The Barry Wolverine. I like Jody Sweeten. Your Irish accent is very Scottish. You have to be careful with ancestry. That's how I found my oldest daughter. That's hilarious. I think. Maybe it's not hilarious. But no. because I have an older brother. I didn't find out from Ancestry, but I found out from my brother's wife reaching out to me on Facebook. Hey, I think my husband is your brother. Oh, let me call my mom and dad and find out. Is this real? It was real. It's interesting. And based on my family, I bet I have 20, because yesterday I'm like, I have 27 first. Oh, wait, no, I have 28, because although that one, the family pretty much knew. It was confirmed with Ancestry. And I'm like, hey, I got a new first. Hey, I got a new first. Who's this? I call my mom. Hey, I've got a first cousin named Jessica. I've never heard of her. Oh, yeah, I think that's your uncle. Yeah. Swedish hockey card collector says, I'm in Kalmar, southeast Sweden. I have relatives in Minnesota. Falun is a classic little Swedish town. Very cool. Let's see. Where are we at? I teach middle school science. I also just got approved for a new roof and siding from a crazy hailstorm. Sometimes that's a celebration right there. Hailstorms, we get new siding, we get new roof, maybe new car. I have a couple of Usain Bolt SI. Yes, Usain Bolt. That's another one worth a little scratch. They came in a random lot. Travis Pastrana, another SI for kid. That's valuable. Let's see. Zach says, Herman, I didn't see that one coming. No, I thought 2 weeks. Hey, you're lucky. 2 weeks. That's pretty good for insurance. John says the Man U guy is not a good player. He's a squad player, which is American for platoon player. Finding an older daughter on Tinder would be worse. Yeah, I think that probably would be. Henry says mine are still in sheets, but even though good players, those are not the SI cards you're looking for. It can be a good player and like with SI for kids, like LeBron James and Michael Jordan. Like even though they're LeBron James and Michael Jordan, their SI for kids cards aren't really worth anything. I mean, they are a few bucks, but Serena Williams, Tony Hawk, Travis Pastrana, who was the other one? Somebody mentioned Usain Bolt, Victor Wembanyama. Now, the Victor Wembanyama, once he gets cards, when he's drafted and gets cards, that SI for kids is probably, although it's his first ever card, it may still be worth, but I think it's still going to be, it's going to drop in value. Ziggy just lost his coffee. So, Goodwill Pallet showed off some of the hits. Let's take a look at what we've got. So this was an interesting box, and sometimes it's just random boxes. Sometimes you find sleeves. So we're just going to go straight to the sleeves. But as I flip through, there's a Frank Thomas. Wow, there's a lot of Frank Thomas. Ken Griffey Jr. Wow, so this might just all be Griffey and Frank. So we're going to look through. I think this is all Frank Thomas, and this whole box, I believe, might all be Frank Thomas and Ken Griffey Jr. Oh, Zach says I was talking about his daughter, not the claim. I was talking about the insurance. See, in my family, finding daughters and brothers and sisters is just that's par for the course. But getting insurance handled in 2 weeks, now that is a rarity. Zach and Porter will trade Greg Oden for your Victor Wembanyama. Let's see. Velveeta box. Been there, done that. That box just paid for the pallet. So we've got a Frank Thomas MVP. I for October. That's a cool card. Zach, you're going to love this box. Look at this card. This is a cool card. Hitters Inc. Frank Thomas, Fleer Platinum. Okay. More Frank. These are all Franks. Here's a private stock. I wonder if that's numbered. Doesn't look numbered. Here's a green Star Quest. Frank. And we're not talking about neighbor Frank. We're talking about Big Hurt Frank Thomas. Frank. Oh, here we got collectabooks. Griffey. Griffey, 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 Griffey. Oh, I love Fleer Metal. Griffey, Griffey, Griffey. Some of the Griffies are Gold Rush Griffey, Greg Verboten, Griffey, Topps Black Gold Griffey. Hey, if we find like an insert, some of the inserts of Griffey from the 90s are decent money. More Griffey, a lot of Griffey. What do we have here? MLB 3D Stars. Oh, I think these are like the pop-ups. We got Jeets. Collect all 18, and I think all 18 are here. I think these just pop up. Where are we at? Cooter says all those Franks were picked up on Porter's actual birthday. Just saying. Hey, that's a good point. Cardboard Crazies. First time watching a live. Been watching your videos for a bit now. I'm always amazed that you can find pallets at Goodwill. And I'm not going to divulge how I get them. I will say, here's an autograph. Here's a hockey autograph. Hockey and soccer today. And low roller scratcher's not here. Jason York. I actually hung out with a Jason York back in Macomb, Illinois. This is not the same guy, though. Hockey player from the Ottawa Senators. Here's a black gold Frank. So here, more Frank. That's a cool card, Frank. Bunch of 91 score Franks, Premier Power Frank. That's a cool Frank. Frank. Oh, Fleer Metal. Always got to show off the Fleer Metal. Love Fleer Metal. Black golds are awesome. Frank. Here's Invincible. Love the sky in the background. Frank. I love this set. I love that set. Beautiful. Okay. More to go. Frank. Oh, I love that. You can see the Comiskey logo on his jersey. Frank. Oh, another cool Diamond Vision Frank. Let's see. Griffey's dad played on the Reds. I didn't look it up, but I'm pretty sure. Cards for Kids Oregon. Finding a signed Frank Thomas got me started collecting and now have around 200,000 cards. Oops. I feel you. Got to run. Thank you, Card Hobbyist. Black gold is great. Just broke the 1,000 listings goal. Congrats. That's a big milestone because the first 1,000 is the toughest. That, in my opinion, the first 1,000 was the hardest, and then it's smooth sailing. Frank. Topps Kids. These are pretty cool. I like the Topps Kids cards. Saki and Hawker. Bo sounds like his bedroom when he was at spring break. I kid. Frank. Nostalgia right here. Dream Team. It's like 200 Franks. Signing autographs. Frank. Look at these. Look at more Franks. Frank. I thought there were some Griffies. Oh, we got a nice little divider. Now we're on to Griffies. Griffey. This is pretty cool. The Sports Illustrated card from 99. That's like right when I got back in 98, 99. These are all Ken Griffey Jr.'s. None of these are sleeved, so I'm going to guess these are just kind of like base cards. We won't find any of the big inserts. Although you never know. You never know. These are all Griffies. So this entire box, minus the stickers, was Ken Griffey Jr. and Frank Thomas cards. This stack, again, all Ken Griffey Jr. Okay, let's put these back in. Zach's making jokes. So that was a fun box. These are all 83 stickers. Oh, look at this. Beauty. That's a beauty. That's a keeper. So 83 stickers. Okay, let's move on to binders. Let's have a sip of coffee. The Frank Mobile. Thank goodness it's not a box of Dick Pole cards, right? Look at it. So this is typically the type of binder that I just throw away. Like, what is this? Did somebody like reuse their jeans? Like, this is denim. This is somebody's pair of jeans. I don't get it. I don't ever recall these binders. Ever. Oh, this is pretty cool. We've got Skybox USA. So this is not the original Dream Team. This is like the 94 version, 96. So we've got Shaq. That binder may be a collector's item someday. Stonewashed denim, to be precise. So we've got Karl Malone, Shaq, Hakeem Olajuwon, Scottie Pippen, David Robinson, Glenn Robinson, Penny Hardaway, John Stockton, Charles Barkley, Tim Hardaway, Shawn Kemp, Reggie Miller, Mitch Richmond. We've got the women's team, Ruthie Bolton, Teresa Edwards, Jennifer Azzi, Rebecca Lobo. Looks like there's a couple missing. I don't know if they were taken out or, hey, we've got a Kobe. Team leaders from 06-07, so it's not much. Let's see. So there is a Kobe. This would probably be better if you could actually see the cards. But I wonder if I could trying to figure out a way to do that, but I don't have space. So there's just not here. I'm just going to show, well, here. Some of this. There are some stars in here. Let's see. The binder may be a collector's item. That binder probably sells for $20 on eBay. I don't see that on Wikipedia. Worth more than the cards inside. Let's see. We've got. This is the kind of binder that, and I'm just going to try to. So Henry says, denim binder popular in the 80s. I guess, yeah, the 80s. So this is the type of just a mishmash, and you don't know what the next page will bring. So denim binders apparently popular. Denim, yeah, I guess denim was big in the 80s. I was too little. I was not really in the hobby in the 80s. That binder's aged as well as bell bottoms. It will be back in style before you know it. That's not the good coffee. Here's the good coffee. Okay. Now we've got this binder. These just regular black binders, I expect to find nothing. We don't need the prop mic anymore. Everybody knows it doesn't work. Okay, so it looks like we've got football in this box. A lot of holes. Looks like this may have been a stadium club. Oh, we've got some cards back here. Okay, I'm not going to waste too much time. This might just be a big box or a big binder of commons. Nothing in here. Nope, this binder's a bust. Oh, hey, there's a Ryan Sandberg card mixed in with a bunch of football. Low Roller says, did you find good hockey, soccer, NASCAR, Pokemon? Yeah. Found an autographed hockey card. Found a numbered soccer card. This is the fancy. This is where you put the good cards in these fancy. Those black binders, those are just those plain black binders. You just put your commons. But the collector's album, that's where the good stuff goes. Apparently not. We got more commons. These are alphabetized. So let's go to the B's for Kobe Bryant. Oh, this is going to be pre-Kobe. Yeah. All right, let's go to the J's for Jordan. Well, this is kind of although, hey, the Frank and Ken Griffey Jr. box was nice. We got Magic Johnson. There's two holes. I'm wondering if that was where Michael Jordan may have been. So this appears to be all basketball. There are stars in here, but nothing to brag about. Okay. One last binder. Ooh, this might go back to the 70s. What the heck kind of binder is this? I don't even know which way is up. Oh, God. Oh, no. What did we do? We found hockey. Oh, this is a fancy binder. It's got one of those. This is not a hobby. This is like somebody's work binder. Oh, a whole page of Gretzky. 2 whole pages of Gretzky. 3 whole pages of Gretzky. 4 whole pages of Gretzky. That's 36 cards of Wayne Gretzky. That's 36 cards that will go into my hockey quarter box. Let's see. This is all early 90s hockey. So nothing here. Wah wah. Brett Hull, Jaromir Jagr. I mean, these are cool cards. Wayne Gretzky, Dream Team. So that's 37 Gretzkys. Mario Lemieux, plus whatever else may be in here. Oh, there's another Gretzky. We're up to 38. All right, so a couple pages of Brett Hull, Tony Granato, UW, Mario Lemieux. Okay, so there's a lot of quarter card. There's a lot of stuff that'll go in quarter boxes in that hockey binder. I did have the hockey guy, the hockey collector came and I said, I bring my hockey cards every once in a while, but I just never know. Let's see. So that's some of the stuff that was in the Goodwill Pallet. Any no dots in there? Probably. They call them investors albums now. Let's see. Mark says, my buddy used to store his cards in Trapper Keepers. There is one Trapper Keeper in here in this pallet. 36 Gretzky's paid. So I will have eventually, I don't even know if I'll get some of these I might list like this week at night. The Barry, the Otani, some of the stuff I showed earlier, I'll probably get that listed this week. So eBay store links in the description. So that's what I had for today. Wanted to show off some of the finds in the Goodwill Pallet. Some good stuff so far. I mean, I've only gone through 2 boxes and a few binders. And we found a whole box of Ken Griffey Jr. and Frank Thomas cards. How about that? That was fun. What else? Those 83, these stickers are pretty cool. And they're I don't know if there's any, these are Fleer stickers. So I'm going to have to go through and see if there's any, if the 83 rookie class have 83 Fleer stickers. Oh, Billy Buckner. So, thanks for tuning in. Hit the like button if you haven't already. Flawed Thinker says, is it bad that I spend my first hour of work watching your stream instead of actually working? Not at all. Not at all. Andy Mack, if you ever randomly find a Lisa Frank binder, those are worth a ton. Are they really? I will keep a lookout. I wonder before we go, let's Google denim binder and let's see if there's any denim binders on eBay. Denim binder. Let's see. This one actually has like a pocket on it. And it's really vintage, like 1969, 1970. Oh, wow. 3-ring 80s, 90s Dentum paint splatter graphic print. Rad. This binder actually has been in one of the Goodwill pallets, in one of my previous Goodwill pallets. I don't know if you can see that, but it's like paint splatter on denim. So they are not really worth anything. Let's go to sold. That's just list priced of like $20. Here's one that's like 60s or 70s. A lot of them have pockets. This one's just an ugly. This is like the generic denim. So, okay. Now I'm going to go. So like, subscribe, all that fun stuff. Back at it tomorrow morning. Tomorrow's Thursday. Friday, Saturday will be live. No shows on Sunday or Monday. I'll be at Anawan Fun Days. So have a great Wednesday. Take out the trash if you need to. We'll talk to you tomorrow.